This session is for giving information and clarification regarding the project proposal format that was uploaded to you a few days back. Okay, so I had uploaded to you a few documents, some guidelines, some templates regarding what exactly you need to do regarding the proposal, how you need to write the proposal, where you need to submit it, and after submitting what is the process. So all the information was given to you in the announcement that we had made in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So in this session I would like to brief you regarding that and give you few clarifications regarding whatever announcements were made, okay, in different PDFs. Okay. To start with, so as you are aware, we had formed the teams few months back, and once the teams were formed, we started with different activities. So the objective of doing different activities were informed to you. The primary objective was to ensure the team members synchronize with one another. So that was one basic objective, and one more objective was regarding the team members could experience or could get some information regarding the various domains in computer science, the various possibilities with respect to selecting a problem and conducting it as a project. Okay. So we had an objective of giving a start with some basic background. See, starting with a project in a ad hoc manner without some basic background, so it is really not a good sign. Okay. Have some background knowledge about different domains. Okay. Try to identify the domain of your interest, and once you have fixed on a domain, try to identify a problem in that specific domain on which you will be working. Okay. So with this objective, we had initiated different activities, and all the activities were done by all the teams in a very enthusiastic manner. Okay. So all the related documents were uploaded in the Google Drive, which is even available till date. Okay. So these documents will be passed on to your respective guides. Okay. So once we completed with all the three activities, we were pretty sure that you are clear with the domain. Okay. The domain of your interest. Okay. So we asked you to submit the domains, and once you submitted the domains, guides were allocated to you. Okay. So how guides were allocated? So guides were allocated based on the knowledge and expertise in various domains. Okay. And the domains you had submitted. Okay. So we ensured that the guide who is being allocated to each and every team, okay, so is sufficiently knowledgeable about the domains you have selected, so that they can give technical inputs along with general inputs. Okay. So once guide allocation was done, so it was announced to you. Okay. Now the question is it that the guide is the only reviewer for a project team? So the answer to this question is no. So with guide, two more reviewers will be joining you, and when we will be allocating those two reviewers for each team? Okay. So the answer to this question is, so once you submit the project proposal with the approval of your guide, okay, so depending on what type of topic you have chosen, so reviewers will be allocated. So in total there will be 3 reviewers. So guide is your default reviewer, so guide plus 2 more reviewers. So totally 3 reviewers will be there, who will be rigorously monitoring and evaluating your project in different milestones across 2 semesters in phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, so this is for your information. So the thing is, it is not like only guide will be the reviewer who will be evaluating and monitoring your progress. It is guide plus 2 more staff members, okay, who are knowledgeable about the topic you have chosen. Okay. So that was the first clarification that I wanted to give. So in a nutshell, 2 more reviewers will be allocated to you once you submit the proposal, and we will start with the evaluation, and the evaluation will be online. You are aware of it. Okay. Now regarding the documents I had uploaded with respect to writing the proposal and presenting it to your guide. So you are informed to write a proposal, okay, for which the guidelines were given, template was provided, detailed instructions were given. So you are expected to write the proposal and send a soft copy of the proposal to your guide. Your guide will go through the proposal. So any minor corrections, changes, it will be informed to you. And once the proposal is almost complete, you will be presenting the proposal to your guide. Okay, using an online platform like Google Meet or Zoom, it should be recorded and it should be submitted as a proof. Okay, so online you will be presenting a recording of it. You will be submitting to the coordinators, and this should happen by 20th of October. So this was informed to you. Once done with it, so you will be clear with the title or the problem on which you will be working in the specific domain you have chosen. Okay. Now what is there in a proposal? How you will be writing the proposal? So a briefing of it I will be giving here. So in today's session. Okay. And a few more questions were there from many of the students, like is it that we should select the problem from the domains we have submitted? The answer to this question is need not be. So you can have a discussion with your guide, and if you want to choose a problem from a different domain, yes, that is also acceptable, but with the involvement and acceptance of your guide. Okay. See, the domain names were collected for allocating the guide. So when you are planning to change the domain, so definitely you should involve your guide and you should take the acceptance from your guide. Okay, so that is one common question, one common query that I was receiving. The second one was regarding can we integrate multiple domains? Okay, so the answer to this question is yes. Okay, for example, few students had submitted machine learning, IoT, meaning the two domains they had submitted. So if you are interested, you can integrate both the domains as part of your project. Okay, so not only merging the domains, it can be like projects can be interdisciplinary, meaning that you can involve students from other disciplines like mechanical, electronics, electrical, and you can conduct the project. Okay, so such a provision is there in the VTU itself. Okay. So that was regarding the domains and choosing your problem. Okay, now once you are clear with your problem, so you will start writing your proposal. So what is expected in the proposal, what is the format, and how you need to take the flow. So I'll just brief you regarding that. Okay, so if you just go through the PDF that I had uploaded, the first PDF was a cover page. So your proposal should have a cover page, and the only data you will be adding in the cover page is your name and USN. So other fields have been already added, the logos have been added. It's a template where you will just add your team name and team member names and USN, also the title of your proposal. Okay, so cover page has been provided, template of the cover page has been given to you. Okay, so now how you will start with the proposal. So you will write your title, next a brief introduction about your project, okay, about your plans. Okay, so as I mentioned, it should be very brief, okay, not exceeding 2 paragraphs. Okay, so in the introductory part, you will give a bird's eye view of what are your plans, okay, what is the solution you are incorporating, and what are the benefits of your solution. Okay, so all these things condensed, consolidated, presented in a very systematic way in 2 paragraphs. Okay, so that is the introductory part. So that will be the very first part in your proposal. Next part is motivation. See, the thing is, examiners are more interested to know the motivation behind choosing this problem. Okay, it's a natural human tendency. So they are interested to know what motivated you to choose this problem. Okay, so instead of maybe worrying at that point of time, let us start here itself. Okay, try to describe. So what is the reason? What was the motivating factor behind choosing this specific problem? Once again, let it be very specific, consolidated in 1 paragraph. Okay. Now the third section in proposal writing is literature survey. Okay. Now once you are claiming that you have chosen this problem, okay, there should be a reference point from where you have chosen it, from where you have derived it. Okay, So you cannot claim in a vague manner that this is a problem I am doing, okay, without citing proper references from where you have chosen it, okay. So which were the sources, what are the sources you have used, okay, for identifying the problem, okay. So all these stuff should be meticulously described and provided in the proposal, okay. So a briefing of it has been given. So now regarding what is the source here in the context of a proposal? See, a source may be papers which are published. See, we would always recommend and prefer papers which are published in journals, okay. Now what is the reason? The reason is papers published in journals are reviewed by top authorities in that specific field, okay, meaning that whatever data is there is validated and it is acceptable, okay. So nobody can question you regarding that. So you have used a knowledge, you have used a piece of knowledge from a journal, okay, from a paper, okay, which is published, so in a reputed conference, okay, reputed journal. So nobody can question you regarding the authenticity or validity of that particular data, okay. So that is the reason we always strongly recommend you to choose materials or papers from standard journals, okay. So it can also, you can even use other sources, books, okay, web articles, but once again please ensure these sources are credible, verifiable, okay. Typically from government agencies, organizations, it will be more acceptable, okay. So the point here is literature that you are providing as a proof for the problem that you have identified, so will be a very crucial component, okay, with respect to accepting your proposal. Because if you do not provide the references of the documents which you have used as an influence for identifying the problem and deriving the problem, okay, definitely it will not be acceptable. So please ensure you provide proper references for the problem you have identified, okay. Now that was under the literature survey. Once again you will be into the details of literature survey in the next milestone, okay. So this is just an initial survey of the various sources related to your problem. So in the next milestone you will be entering into a detailed literature review, okay. So where you will dig deep into the various sources which are related to your work, okay. Now the next section, the fourth section, is existing system. Now you cannot claim that the problem that you have taken, the issue that you are addressing, okay, so nobody has done, nobody has even touched upon those aspects up to this point of time. It cannot happen. So you take any problem, you take any issue, so many previous works would be existing which is addressing that issue, okay. So that you will be discussing in existing system. So for the problem that you have chosen, so what are the previous solutions that were proposed, what previous algorithms were used, what previous techniques were used, okay. So all those will come under existing system, and obviously it goes without saying there were few drawbacks, there were few limitations in those existing approaches, okay, which you will be enhancing, which you will be overcoming in your proposed approach. So the thing is very clear here. You need to distinguish between existing approaches that were used to solve the problem and how your approach, how your method, how your algorithm, okay, how your techniques will be better compared to existing approaches, okay, and that will be under the proposed work. So the thing is you cannot claim that you are building a solution from the scratch. Nobody has done it. I am the first one to do it, okay. If you are making any such claims, once again you need to support it with relevant data and documents, okay. But usually the thing is you will be building over existing ones, meaning that a method was used, an algorithm was used, a technique was used as part of the solution to this problem, okay. There was a drawback, there was a limitation which you will overcome in your proposed work, okay. by using maybe a new method, new algorithm, a new way of doing it. Okay. So to solve the problem, previously what approaches were used, what methods or mechanisms were used, what drawbacks were there, and how you will fix it, how you will overcome it, how will you will improvise on the performance. Okay. So these things you will discuss in the existing section system and the proposed work sections. Okay. Once again, ensure that the discussion that you are doing in those respective sections are short, precise, crystal clear, and without any ambiguity. Okay. To the point, you should hit the target. Okay. So let it be very brief, not exceeding 2 paragraphs. Okay. So that was regarding the proposed work. Now you have come out with your proposed work, which algorithm, which method, which mechanism you will be using as part of a solution to the problem. So up to this point of time, what you have done, you have identified the problem, what existing approaches, what existing methods were used as a solution to this problem, what are the drawbacks and limitations there, and what approach or what method you will be using, and what are the benefits of it. Okay. So this is what you have specified up to this point of time. The last part is objectives. Okay. So as part of the solution to the problem, what tasks you will be doing. Okay. What are your strategies you will be listing through objectives. Okay. So objectives should be 3 or 4, minimum 3 or 4 objectives you should have as part of the solution, as part of realizing the solution. And of those 4 objectives, we recommend you to have 1 or 2 objectives which are major objectives, which are addressing the core issues in the problem, which has few complexities. Okay. Remaining 1 or 2 objectives can be addressing small trivial issues as part of your problem. Okay. So that was regarding writing the objectives. Please take assistance of your guide in each and every stage, in each and every step when you are writing the proposal, and it cannot happen in one single iteration. Okay. It's a progression. It's a progression with refinement. Okay. And as informed, the last date for submission of the proposal, getting the acceptance from the guide, and presenting your proposal to the guide using any online platforms like Google Meet or Zoom is 20th. So by the end of the day, on 20th, you should be ready with your problem, acceptance of your problem in the form of a proposal from your guide, and a presentation video recorded, submitted to the coordinators. Okay. So once you are done with this, as informed, once you submit the problem to us, the problem that you have identified, okay, in the form of a title and a briefing, so reviewers will be allocated to you. So we will announce who are the reviewers along with your guide. So there will be 2 more reviewers for each team. So in total it is 3. So for each project team, a total of 3 reviewers will be there, guide plus 2 more staff members. Okay. Now you may ask a question, now who will be allocating the marks? Is it guide, is it reviewers, or is it guide plus reviewers? So the answer to this question is, it is the average of all 3. Okay. So your final marks in each and every milestone will be the average of your guide and co-reviewers. Okay, average marks. So in one of the PDFs, we had announced you how you need to write the proposal. Okay, so you will write this proposal, you will integrate it with a cover page and a soft copy of this in a PDF format. You will be sending it to your guide, and as I already mentioned, please ensure you have continuous rigorous discussion with your guide when you are writing the proposal, because these things are new to you. Your guides are sufficiently experienced, okay, and definitely they will help you through this process with general inputs and even specific inputs to your projects. Okay. Now as informed, just submitting the proposal is not the completion of this process. Okay. After you submit the proposal, guide should accept your topic. Okay, once your guide accepts your topic, you should present your topic. Okay, So to assist you in presenting the topic, I had uploaded you the slide format that you will be using, giving specific details about what should be there in each and every slide. So you should not be confused about where to start, how to progress, and how to conclude. Okay. So just to assist you, I had put up this slide format. Okay. So slide 1. So slide 1 is your title slide, which will contain details of your team, like team names, USN, your batch code that we had assigned. Okay. So that was slide 1. Next, slide number 2, it is an introduction slide. See, whatever you had written in the proposal, the same thing you will carry to the slides, but you will not copy paste it. Okay. The point here is you will handpick key points from the proposal, key ideas, okay, the core concepts, and present it in the slides during presentation. Okay. So please ensure you will derive key ideas from the proposal in each and every section and present it using slides. Once again, introductory part. What I recommend is use a graphical diagram, a picture, a block diagram, so which is giving a big picture of your proposal, the issues that you will be addressing, the solution you will be planning, okay, and the benefit of your solution compared to many of the existing solutions. Okay. So I'd recommend you to use graphical elements rather than paragraphs of theory in slides. Okay. So slide 2 was about introduction. Please notice each and every slide that has been indicated, okay, is a direct derivative from the proposal. Okay, you are not creating anything new for the presentation. What you had in the proposal, you are just picking up and presenting. Okay, but you are not picking everything. So core ideas you will be taking up. That's it. So slide 3 and 4 is about the motivation, the source from which you have chosen the problem. So all those details have been given. Slide 5 and 6 is existing work. Okay, what you need to give in existing work, already had briefed you when explaining the proposal. Okay. So slide 6, it is proposed work. Okay. So in existing work, you will be briefing what algorithms, what methods, procedures were previously used as a solution to the problem. As I already informed you, do not think that the problem that you are solving has not been solved by any of the previous algorithms or methods. That is not the case. Okay, already it will be solved. You should identify it. Also, you should identify the drawbacks, limitations, and scope for improvement. Okay, and how you are achieving it in your proposed work. So that is slide number 6. Okay, you will be presenting it. Okay. Slide number 7 is objectives. Already I briefed you regarding what is the objective. Try to use action verbs in objectives, because objectives are and should be smart. What is smart? So objective should be specific. Okay, should be very specific. Do not write it in general term. Okay, let it be very specific, pinpoint, narrow down. Okay, the message should be very specific. The objective should be measurable. It should be time bound. You should try to achieve the objective within a time frame. What is that? You need to fix it now itself. Okay. So we should be able to measure the outcome of each and every objective that you have defined. Okay. It is not like you are making a claim and we are not able to visualize its outcome. So what objective you are specifying, its outcome should be measurable, okay, attainable, time bound. Okay, meaning that there are few qualities that should be there as part of the objectives. Okay, so the same thing was indicated to you. Okay, please take the assistance of your respective guides when you are framing the objectives. Okay, it should not be more than one line. Okay, let it indicate some action that you are doing as part of the solution. Okay, so any extra information that you want to present, you can give it in slide number 9. Okay, so this was a briefing of how you should present the proposal using PowerPoint presentation to your guides after writing the proposal. There is a sequence here. It is not like first you will create you will prepare the slides, then you will write the proposal. The sequence here is first complete the proposal, submit it to the guide, take the approval of the guide, and once done with this, whatever key ideas are there in the proposal, let it take a transition to the PowerPoint and present it using any of the online platform tools that already I had briefed you. Okay. Now this was regarding the presentation. Okay. So few more suggestions were given. Okay. Now typically we have seen many batches, okay, and what we observed, okay, what was lacking and where you can improvise. So instead of you experiencing it and then trying to fix it, so we have given some initial inputs so that you can try to understand and incorporate in your proposal. Okay. The first one is problem is not derived from recent developments, recent advancements. See, this is one of the basic things that are expected when you are submitting a proposal. Okay. So you should not reinvent the wheel. You should not repeat the same old things. Okay. A problem with a solution that was done 5 years back, 6 years back. Okay. Once again, repeating the same thing, so nobody will be impressed with it, including your guide, reviewers, and examiners. Okay. Try to ensure that some new things have been added to your solution. Some recent advancement developments are part of your solution, which have resulted in improvised performance, okay, overcoming any of the limitations that could not be addressed previously. Okay. So please ensure your problem, your solution is having an influence of recent developments. Now what is recent? Can we put it in a quantitative measurement? Is definitely recent means last 1 or 2 years. See, please try to use sources from the last 1 or 2 years. Okay. So that is what is recent development. Okay, recent advancements. The second point where many of the students experience difficulty or rejection is no major work in the project. See, already I have made it very clear in the previous presentation. Okay. So your final year project is a major project spanning across 2 semesters, evaluated for 300 marks, meaning that you should address issues or complexities, okay, which were not resolved previously or which could be resolved in a better way. Okay. So your project should handle complexities and issues, okay, and that should be presented in your proposal. Okay. So if there is no major work, no major issues that are being handled, okay, no complexities being tackled, so definitely it may not be acceptable. Okay. Now you have written the proposal, but while presenting, okay, you are not aware of the basics. Okay. The way you are presenting is not convincing. It is not. The slides are not structured. So in that case, also the message may not be conveyed to your guide or to the reviewers. In that case, it may be rejected. Okay. Even after selecting a very convincing problem and a solution, but you cannot present it by organizing the content in the slide and presenting it by building a narrative, so it may be rejected. Okay. Also, I had indicated you need to submit the documents from from which you have derived the problem. Okay. So all supporting documents you should send it to your guide, and at a later point of time even to your reviewers. Okay. And please ensure a good preparation goes into presentation. Okay. So a preparation ensures you are sufficiently knowledgeable, and that results in a confident state of mind. Okay. So ensure you are prepared about with respect to the basics of the topic, and also with respect to the various aspects of the problem and solution you have chosen for your project. Okay. So in a nutshell, please ensure you are strong with respect to the fundamentals of whichever domain you have chosen or the problem. Okay. So ensure that you present the proposal in a very effective way. Okay. Let it be to the point. So do not just stuff your proposal with unwanted contents, let it be very specific. So prepare for your presentation. So all these things ensure you come out with a good proposal, convincing presentation, and by the end of the day your project proposal is accepted. Okay, once it is done, so as I already mentioned, reviewers will be allocated to you and we will start with the evaluation. So we will start evaluating your proposal and then we will enter into a detailed literature review, the details of which we will provide it in a different session. Okay. So I kindly request you not to go for paid projects in institutes, because a project is a process where you will learn many things, not only technical things. Okay. So what is that? What is the outcome of the project? Already you explored it in activity 3. So once again I would not like to repeat it. So you had done activity 3 and as part of activity 3 you understood the importance and significance of the final year academic project. Okay. So with this I'd like to conclude this session. So this session was for briefing you regarding writing the proposal, presenting your proposal to your guides, also for giving you information about allocating you with reviewers and what after allocating with reviewers, what will be the next step, what will be the next stage. Okay. So once again thank you. If you have any queries you can contact us. So once again please ensure you have a rigorous discussion with your guide on a day-to-day basis. Okay. Because it is not a one-shot activity. Okay. It's a process that should evolve with regular interaction. Then only you can ensure that you come out with a proposal which is of good quality and which can be accepted. Okay. Once again, thank you.